What is up YouTube, it's Dr. Zora helping cure you from being a noob. The Valorant development team has recently collaborated with Summer Game Fest to deliver the latest news on Valorant, and there is a ton of juicy information that has just been dropped. I will go over the biggest changes that are coming that you need to know to improve your Valorant gameplay, but also keep yourself hyped up for what's to come, guys. There's so much coming. Let's get some poggers in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel as well. Let's go.
Die line with the boom pow. Every week now I switch to a new sound. 212s in the back just blew out. Everything I do end up in a new sound. Yeah, lead a cloud with a few now.
Before starting this video, I'd like to say that there is still a lot of speculation and information that we don't know about. So let me know in the comments what you think is coming up. First off, the release date is finally announced and it is going to be June 2nd. That's right, the game is literally coming out in less than 2 weeks. There is a catch though, the closed beta is actually going to end before that on May 28th, so those that were hoping that they'd be able to play till release have a little bit of disappointing news. This makes sense though, as this does give time for the development team to fix up the issues that have been brought up during the beta, add in the new content that they discussed, yes we'll get into that soon, don't worry, and make sure that the game runs as smoothly as possible. Currently the biggest concerns are the hit registration and the FPS. Many players have complained that their shots aren't hitting when they should, along with some FPS issues. I personally have a GTX 1070 Ti and an i7 8700K, and sometimes I have trouble hitting 144 FPS for my monitor, and when it drops that low the game feels terrible and my rig should definitely be able to run the game. So I believe these issues are definitely on the top of the Valorant team's mind, and we will have a smooth running game coming up on June 2nd. Alrighty, moving on to the juicy content, the new stuff that's coming into Valorant. First off, there's gonna be a new agent and a new map that's gonna be available on release. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of information that they gave us about it, but the Valorant team has confirmed that there will be 11 agents in the game at release. We currently have 10, so that means there's gonna be an additional one. The team also mentioned that they originally were planning to have 12 agents on release, but the second additional agent is still heavily in the works and will come later on. That being said, we still have that one new agent coming in, which is super exciting, and we also know there is a second agent in the works. Let me know in the comments what you think these agents will be, what they will look like, as well as what abilities they'll have. The devs have also mentioned a new map, and that's definitely good news to hear, especially with having the current 3 maps and the maps being randomly picked when you queue. You still have days where you play the same map over and over again. Hopefully a 4th map will help keep things fresh and decrease the chances of this happening. But is it enough? I was watching Hiko's stream and he believes there needs to be even more maps in order to make this game as competitive as possible, and also to add that extra variety that players are looking for. Let me know again in the comments what you guys think about this. Moving on to the next biggest news, and this one is very exciting as well. The Valorant team has announced that there will be a new game mode available at launch. They didn't tell us what mode though. These Riot employees, they're really keeping us on our toes, but we do have some information to work with. Hiko was really hoping for a team deathmatch mode, and I think a bunch of people in his chat ended up spamming it on the live stream, in which the Riot developers denied that that was going to be the game mode that they were currently working on. This is a little disappointing, as one of my biggest complaints is there isn't a good way to practice in the game itself. We have the training range for stationary targets, but nothing that can help with practicing on actual moving players. Luckily, team deathmatch is something that they're considering later on, which they said in the live stream, but with the game mode at launch, we can only speculate. Anti-cheat. The team has been working hard on creating an effective anti-cheat that doesn't interfere with the other functions on your computer. It's a continued work in progress, but there is a feature that hasn't been implemented yet, and that is the auto banning system. With this feature, it'll be possible for a cheater to be detected mid-game if they were to execute any activity that will initiate the auto ban feature. This is a good thing. If you're in game and you go through the entire match dealing with the cheater, then the anti-cheat hasn't done its job and you had to deal with that and waste your time. The auto ban feature will help to detect more cheaters and get them banned earlier so that you don't have to go through that game along with the manual bans that they've already been doing. The big issue is they have to get this right and ensure that innocent players don't get falsely banned by the auto detection, and that's probably the tricky part and something that they're continuing to work on, and hence that's why I think they haven't implemented it in the beta. Behavior bans. Now with any game that has a competitive aspect to it, there's always going to be a part of the community that is toxic, and Valorant is no different. I've had my fair share of players that are extremely nice most of the time, and then there's those occasional games where win or lose a fight breaks out and things get out of control and the game is no longer fun. Riot has announced that this toxic behavior will not be tolerated and will result in a 3-day voice and chat restriction if they were to violate those behavior guidelines. I think this is awesome and helps to bring a more positive experience, but I hope that they do a little bit more with it. We won't hear that toxicity from them, but we also won't hear any calls from these players, and hence our gameplay is going to be negatively affected. There's been a lot of speculation on Counter-Strike that there is some sort of toxic queue where if you have poor behavior and have been reported enough for it, you will be queued with other players that also demonstrate that same sort of behavior. I think Riot really needs to implement a function like this as well, or maybe even up the punishment to a ban like they do in League. This will allow those who have a positive attitude to play with others who have that same attitude. The game will be more enjoyable for them and they won't have to deal with the toxic community, period. Let me know what you guys think about this, as I feel like game behavioral control is huge to the longevity of the game and the overall enjoyability of Valorant. That's all I have for this video. If it helped you out, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see from me next. I know a lot of you guys are new players, so I want to get you guys prepared for what Valorant brings to the table, so let me know what's up. Do you need help with agents? Do you need tips on your aim? Leave them all in the comments down below. I'm Dr. Zora, helping cure you from being a noob, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.